world-class professional soccer player, Allie Long.
Today, we have two amazing guests joining us, Allie Krieger and Ashlyn Harris. Allie is an American soccer player who played for Penn State and is a two-time World Cup winner and Olympian, and currently plays for the New Jersey, New York Gotham FC of the National Women's Soccer League. Also, we have Ashlyn Harris, a former professional soccer player who played at the University of North Carolina, where she won 3 national championships. She is a 2-time World Cup champion and Olympian. Allie and Ash have been married since 2019. Together, they host the podcast, The Most Important Thing. And their most important thing is their daughter and son. Here's my conversation with Allie Krieger and Ashlyn Harris. Okay, first thing, you, Ashlyn, you need 14 hours of sleep. You absolutely hate germs, and you guys adopt 2 babies.
Yeah.
How are you surviving?
Well, you gave me the nickname Grandma for a reason.
Yeah, how are you alive?
I'm sleepwalking through life. What do you mean? No one told me how hard it was going to be. Thanks, friends who have kids.
I've seen Ash on no sleep, and she will bitch about literally almost anything. The wallpaper color of the hotel, the carpet friction on her feet. Like, it could be literally anything. Do you just like go around laughing at her?
Yes, half the time laughing, but more so yelling. I'm like, bitch, get up. What are you doing? Get it together. But she actually does struggle with sleep anyway, as we know. And I do feel bad that, she has to then have, feed the kids in the middle of the night, or not just Ocean, and have to get up and like do all the things too, because we kind of switch off. And half the time I kind of like just take over because I know how miserable she will be the next day. And I would rather have a really great day with her than her be, really upset and angry and tired. So sometimes I take more of the load just because of that, because I know she already struggles sleeping. So it's been,
we make it work.
Yeah, we make it work. She's been amazing. So
Ashlyn, do you feel any amount of guilt when Allie is doing it?
No,
more than you?
I think,
0.
No, I feel no kind of way, because let me tell you, we are.
Can you admit that I do a lot?
Yeah, we both do a lot. There's no way this family would function without both of us doing the absolute most, because it's a circus here.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say is, like, we do a really good job of communicating in our relationship. So I don't feel any type of guilt or shame being like, Allie, I'm struggling. I need some sleep. I need some me time to be the best version. No one wants to be walking on eggshells in this household. So if I can just tell her like, hey, I'm struggling. Like, this has been really hard for me. I'm grinding my teeth. I'm biting on my, I'm literally, my jaw I have locked jaw at this point. So I'm clenching.
She's about to punch through
Yeah. I'm like, just give me, I just need either one night for a break so I can be the best version of myself for everyone, including for me. I start to crawl out of my own skin.
Yeah.
So I think good communication has been like a really important factor in us doing this together, because Pookie, you're on fumes. You just learn to navigate life with no sleep. Your patience are completely worn thin, and it's okay to just say like, oh, I'm having a moment. I need a break. It takes a village to do what we do with the job we have, especially because you have to exude, like, you're exercising at the highest level. It's not like you're sitting behind a desk just pretending to be present. So I feel like we have good communication. I'm not perfect every day, and I'm not going to be perfect, but as long as we have good communication, we figure it out.
And some days in the middle of the night, I'm like, Ash, I need you just to feed him. And like, I just can't, I just need an hour or 2 of sleep. Like, I really need you to like step up really quick and just take him. And she's like, oh yeah, for sure. Haven't been sleeping for 3 hours. Yeah, I haven't been sleeping for 3 hours anyway. No, but like she said, we have great communication, so it's helpful.
And I think like what people don't understand for our job is that you are on no sleep. Like, there are times when after I had twins, I am on no sleep trying to breastfeed. I don't even think I ate. I don't think I got up to go to the bathroom. And then all of a sudden you have to think about like, oh wait, I actually have to get a workout in today. And that feeling of like knowing you have to work out on almost 0 energy fumes, like you said, is just so crazy. And I don't think a lot of people can like really understand how hard that is, like physically. And then it made me think of like pre-babies, like our regimen and our schedule, the workouts that we do, what we put our bodies through day in and day out. Was there ever a time that you guys felt after babies, after you guys adopted Sloan and Ocean, or just Sloan, that you felt like not like lazy, but you felt like, I'm not doing what I used to do just because your life is so different now? Or do you still feel like you got it in and you were like, you made sure you're able to? Or was it like, hold on, like I missed that workout. Oh, I couldn't do that. You know what I'm trying to say?
No. Your priorities completely change when you have such big responsibility, like taking care of children. Like your needs and wants come second now. And that's just how it works. No matter how much Allie and I say our relationship comes first and yada yada, this is like the priority has always been us, and if we're good, the kids are good. Honestly, like we try to keep that in mind, but we know all day our kids need, and it sucks you dry. It's the hardest thing in the world, but priorities shift when you have children. They have to, because you are so needed to show up and take care of these children that for the first time, soccer takes the back seat. And that's like the evolution of creating a family and doing the job you love. You shouldn't have to pick one or the other. And I feel like for so long, so many people in our job are like, oh, you can't do one without the other because you're married to the game. Well, that's not necessarily true. All my eggs aren't in one basket anymore, but that doesn't mean like I'm not good at my craft that I've dedicated my whole life to. I think we have a certain mentality. We just get shit done.
For sure.
Whether we're on no sleep, whether our kids are sick and teething and we couldn't get a workout in, when we show up, it's go time. And that's just the mentality we have. And I just think priorities shift as you get older and you have more responsibility. And that's okay.
I don't think like our mentality shifts, which Ash brings up a good point, because, between like being excellent and elite in our job, we're always going for elite and we never settle for average or anything, below elite. And so I feel like we kind of, we bring that into our job as a mom as well. And when we do show up for training, it's like a switch. You just switch and you turn it on and you're going to perform and you're going to do your thing for those 2 hours. And then, whenever you get back home, you're still going to be on. Now you have to like change the switch, but as a mom. And so I think we do, and you do this as well, a great job of just multitasking. Like as women, as moms, we can multitask. And so we bring our best, whether that's being a mom or a footballer in our job.
I feel like soccer, being so competitive, has prepared me better for motherhood. I don't know if you guys agree.
I 100% agree. I think playing at the highest level and being in under pressure situations our whole life and like competing, like you said, it really pushes you to want to be the best at everything. And so we have this mentality, like Ash was talking about, that's just like unstoppable. You're like, oh no, let me show you how it's done.
Yeah. Like, so you doubt I can do this?
You doubt? Let me roll my sleeves up, sis. You better watch. So I think that's what we apply to motherhood as well.
As soon as people found out I was having twins, they're like, oh, you're going to retire? And I'm like, no, I'm actually hungrier than I've ever been. I want to be better than I was before, just to like prove you that I can do both and you can still be successful. And yes, your life's different. And yes, like your goals have changed in a way, or you have a different perspective now playing. But did you ever feel any type of pressure to perform, to be like, I can do this and I'm the best at it and I still am, and don't doubt me?
Well, I think, like what your body goes through compared to what, we adopted. So like we didn't have to go through this extreme, like, I mean, when a woman is pregnant, I mean, your body's like shifting and changing and hormones are changing. Your abs are splitting.
Oh, the hormones.
Like there's so many variables that are going on. Like for you to get back to playing at your like peak performance level. I didn't have that issue. With both of our children, Allie and I were back working within 10 to 14 days. We took 2 weeks off. So we have a totally different perspective. And that's why we decided we wanted to build a family. And, we've gone through the process of getting, going through a sperm bank and all of these things are lined up. But we knew we just didn't want to take off a year. So we thought the best way to build a family and do what we want to do is set ourselves up for when we want to get pregnant, but also we wanted to adopt during the process and not skip a beat. So we didn't go through what you went through. We didn't go through, what a lot of, Alex and Sid, just Crystal, like their body transforming and having to like figure out how to navigate as it all comes back together. Like I never had that feeling that you did. So I can't imagine how tough that is. So I didn't find it being that difficult. The hardest thing for me was the sleep. So I'm not worrying about recovering after my body just went through, like a monster just came out of me. Jesus. Like I didn't have to do that. So we have a totally different perspective, and we did that on purpose so we could perform and play and not have to worry about how our bodies responded to pregnancy. Our plan is to do that after we retire.
I know you say that you didn't have to actually like go through the process of your body changing the hormones, and I totally get that, but you actually are in the exact same spot that when you, like, I take nothing away from adopting, like what you guys have done, because you come home from practice, you have babies, you you're not sleeping, your priorities have shifted, you're doing a million things. And I think adopting, or whether having it naturally or C-section like I did, which kind of feels like an adoption, all of a sudden they're there, you're like whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Everything feels good, but like where'd you go, where you go from? But no, I think that like you don't not minimize the fact that like what you're doing is so intense. And so I think that the fact that your time and your priorities and your energy and everything to perform is still taken back in a way, but your body didn't change. You weren't 203 pounds at delivery.
Jesus, Pookie.
But still, Pookie, it came right off. They were out. It was like, here you are. And
you look so good.
You look great.
You look amazing.
It didn't come right off, but But I think that it's been so amazing to see you guys as moms, and you have done such an amazing job. And, men don't have to go through, what we have to, where no one's questioning if they're retiring. No one's questioning if they can do it. No one's questioning if they're going to stop playing for this time period or not. And I think that was one of the hardest things for me as well, is like knowing I had to take a year off in like at age 34, where I feel like I just want to maximize my career. I think that was something that was like really hard. Do you feel that adopting Sloan and Ocean has taken away at all from the game that you play day in and day out, or have you set yourself up to kind of be successful?
Well, I think two things. One, it's unfortunate that that's everyone's first thought when someone gets pregnant or they adopt a child. Are they like retiring? It's like, actually, no, we're badass and we could do both and we could do everything. So I'm going to need you to, not assume that from us. Like as women, like we can do whatever we want. And obviously we've proven that, and you've proven that, along with, a few of our other friends who are now moms. And then two, I think it has enhanced and has motivated us to be better every single day as players and moms and just women, because we have kids. So now playing, that gives me the extra motivation on the field to want to be my best, because I want to do it for my kids. And I want to show them that if you really put your mind to something, you work hard towards something, that you can be successful, whatever that may be. But I want them to see Ash and I be good at what we do, to inspire them to want to do the same. And so I think playing has really given me that extra motivation to want to just make life a little bit easier for her and for Ocean, to just show them that they can do anything with whatever they want. And that's kind of enhanced my reason of showing up at training every day. So it's actually given me more inspiration to keep playing at this level. And my body actually does feel good. I know that you spoke about, not giving birth, but being tired every day really does drain you in other ways. But showing up for them every day and performing well and being successful at what we do, I think really motivates me for them.
So your adoption process, can you guys talk about any ups or downs that occurred during your first adoption? I've never had that experience, so I don't know exactly like what that entails. And I know it was kind of close to the pandemic. I don't know if that played a part into anything. Is there anything that you guys want to share that, was either hard or amazing or both?
Yeah, I think, Allie and I are going to have totally different perspectives on this because
I love you guys so much.
I really struggled during the adoption period. It was the first one was really, really difficult for me. And I started to have extreme panic attacks because only until you've been through the process of adopting a child do you realize how difficult it is. And why I say that is because you go through this process with the birth parents and there's no guarantee at all. So at the end of this, you're paying all this money, you're heavily invested, you're setting the nursery up, you're getting all the things ready. And once that child's born, depending on what state you're in, that's why we were so adamant on adopting all of our children out of Florida because it's a 48-hour rule. If it's a natural birth, if it's C-section, it's longer. What was really difficult for me is I kept thinking to myself, I'm so invested in this child and, it could not happen. So it's like you're constantly in this weird space in your head where you're excited, but you're afraid and you're looking forward to something, but then you can't get too excited because it might not happen. It gave me a lot of anxiety. I was having panic attacks in the middle of the night, and I had never had that before because for once something was completely out of my control. And I will never forget when our birth mom was like, I'm in labor, get to the hospital. We got to the hospital. We were there when the baby was born. Within 10 minutes, we were literally when the baby was coming out. And the first 24 hours, it was really exciting. We were there the whole time. And then our birth mom all of a sudden was like, I want you guys to leave. I want the last 24 hours with no one around. So I just remember Allie and I sitting in the Target parking lot for almost like a few hours and not talking. And I looked at her and I said, this is so hard. Like, we weren't eating, we weren't sleeping. So we drove home from the hospital. And I was just expecting the worst news. I was expecting to wake up and her say, like, I want to do this. And all that time and money and investment into thinking this child was going to come home with us was going to be completely shattered. And that was like a tough thing to go through. It's a really, really scary time because nothing's guaranteed. And I don't know if people know that unless they've been through it. And there are families who go through 9 months with a birth mom and she decided to keep that child. And it's really, really hard. And there were times where our birth mom would totally disappear. She would just stop texting and stop talking to the agency and not show up to doctor's appointments. And Allie and I were just like, this is like, I looked at her and I'm like, this is so hard. I can't do this again. The way it messed with me mentally, like I just was like, I can't do this again. I can't. It's like, it's too hard. It's not for me. I've never in my life had a panic attack. I didn't even know what it felt like. My heart was racing. It was really hard. And then I was like, couldn't connect with Sloan at the beginning. Like it was like, it really sent me.
Did you feel like she could have been taken away from you still, that fear that you're mine, I want to love you so much, but like, wait, are you really there? Are you going to be really?
Yeah, it took me a while.
But I also think it's because the birth father hadn't yet signed off on the paperwork and only the birth mom did. So when we were sitting in that parking lot, the 48-hour rule is that the birth mom could still say, hey, I'm actually going to keep her and I'm going to take her home and see you guys later. So that's kind of what we were waiting for. So the last 24 hours, Ashlyn and I were like, oh my God, like this is a mess. Let's just go home. Like I got to get out of here. We got to like just refresh. And then hopefully tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be able to bring her home. Luckily that happened. But I think Ash was struggling to connect with Sloan because it just still was a little bit like it was lingering for a year. Actually, our adoption with her wasn't finalized until this past May because we were still fighting and in court with the birth father. Yeah, it was just kind of a mess. And I think stressful situation.
It was really hard.
And it was really hard because obviously she's our child and we grew such an amazing bond with her that going through that. And then May having the court finalize the adoption, that was a day where we, I think, all could just breathe.
So, yeah,
Oh
the first
my
time
God.
it was tough.
I can't even imagine like the first year of their life, like the things that you do for them and the things you go through and that bond that you so badly want to feel and connect with. And then also in the back of your mind, not knowing if this is for real. Like, are you going to be mine? Like, I'm doing all this. I love you so much. So I can't even imagine that feeling. But you guys are so amazing because you handled it so well. I would have never known that ever. Like, truthfully. So you guys, like, I can't imagine that what that is on you as players. You know, you're trying to perform, you're trying to play, you're trying to be the best versions of yourself. And then also you have that feeling in the back of your mind that's like that's the worst thing that I actually could think of right now. Like just talking about it, it's like, but I'm so May, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Congrats, you guys.
Yeah. And May.
Take a sip. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wait, my question is, so the father that was fighting you guys, is that a real possibility that he could have won, even if the mother signs off on it? Could he have taken custody of Sloan? Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is insane. Okay, so you adopt Sloan, and obviously that was extremely traumatic in a way. Did it like defer you from wanting to adopt again, go through that process again? Were you, was there something that you like learned going into your second adoption that had helped you so much that made it easier, the process way easier?
I was very adamant with Allie so when Ocean was born, the birth mom didn't know she was pregnant, and he was born in a car, and she knew.
Wait, hold on. She didn't know she was pregnant and
She
birthed the
didn't
child?
No.
Yeah.
She was on the way.
She was on the way
to
to
the
the
hospital
hospital.
with a friend, thinking she had, something else going on. She had a lot of pain, obviously, and didn't realize. Yeah.
So she gave
that's incredible.
she gave birth to Ocean in a car, and knew right away that the best thing for the child was to put him up for adoption. But he was born 5 weeks, they think, premature. He was 5 pounds 5 ounces, and he had to stay in the NICU for 2 weeks until he could come home, the whole thing, pass the oxygen test and the car seat test and all those things. And I mean, I know this sounds like kind of weirdly awful, but I was very adamant that I did not want to pick him up until 100% I knew he was ours and the papers were signed, because I knew going through that process what it did to me and how it tore me to pieces. And for Allie and I just said, I don't want to go see him every day in the NICU and then the birth mom just be like, okay, never mind.
Right.
I'm going to keep him and, get our hopes, and you get so excited, right? So I was very clear with our lawyers and our adoption agency that I don't, until it's 100% signed and we can come pick him up knowing that he's ours, I just don't feel comfortable going through that process again. So it was a little different this time.
And I think we got a call from our agency out of the blue. We weren't even like thinking really about adopting that day. Like, we were just like, listen, I mean, we're obviously open to it in the future, but we never really thought about it. We're in the middle of the season, like in the summer. I mean, this was, not really on our radar. And we get a call from our agency because we had told them, hey, just keep us in mind. If you think there's another good situation for us, hopefully better than what we just went through, just like give us a call and we'll see where we're at. We'll see, if we can do it, and we'll see, like if we can even figure it out again. And we'll have a chat about it. So give us a ring if something comes up. And so they did, like middle of July. They were like, hey, a baby boy was just born today. Like, we're trying to find a family. Would you guys even be open to, putting your name in for the birth mom to choose you, like our profile book? So we had to like update our profile book to do all that. But we sat down and we were like, holy shit, like, I don't know, can we do this? Like, it wasn't an immediate no. We were definitely open to it. And we were like, listen, like, it's a baby boy. We obviously want to grow our family. We do want more kids. I feel like we can always figure it out. We're in a great situation and a good setup here. He was close in Philly. I think the whole reason what brought us to New York and New Jersey not the whole reason, but one of the main reasons was to adopt him.
Yeah.
Because I don't think if we were ever in Florida, we would ever
We wouldn't
be
have
able to
been
do
able
it.
to do this.
Because he was in Philly. And so
Oh my
that's why they
gosh.
called us. They said, well, you're so close. You're only, an hour
hour
and
away.
30 minutes away. Not even.
I love this so much.
Well,
So-
the season we had, I was just
we
I
were
was so
miserable.
unhappy
Mhm.
here. And I was like, fuck, man, why did I pick up and take my family
Leave.
here? Yeah. Like, what am I doing? My whole life was set up there. My whole family's there. Like, our life was there. Sorry. And-
I'm still here, sweetie. You
Sorry.
can't get rid of me.
Pookie, she's right next
She's
to you,
like-
Pookie.
She's like, my life.
Well, no, it is. My family's from there. Like, it was really, really hard for me. And then
Yeah.
I get here.
Yeah.
I get here and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, she was like not.
I was not in a
No,
good
she
place.
wasn't well.
And
She was
Allie,
having more panic
freezing.
attacks.
oh God,
because of the weather.
Snow
Her panic-
squall.
Her
or some
panic
sh-
attacks were because of the weather. They
the
weren't
turf,
because
her joints, the turf, and the weather was not
breaking my
helping.
absolutely
like,
breaking my
fuck
bones.
this place.
Yeah.
I need to go. I want to go home.
So I wanted to go home halfway through the season.
But then
and-
this came up. in
yeah,
July.
and I told Allie, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is why we're here.
Yeah.
Like, we have to do this. This is why we came here. This is why.
It's a sign.
It is a total sign that, like, this is where we're supposed to be.
And we were like, we could do it. My mom was like, oh God, I only signed up for one kid. I didn't sign up for two, but we'll figure it out, I guess. So we were like, sorry, Deb, now you gotta
help with
babysit.
two.
Yeah, you gotta
Mhm.
babysit two until the season's
Sloan's
over.
in school.
Yes, she was in school. It's fine.
Yeah.
So we did it. Yeah.
That's amazing. I know it was like all of a sudden I like spoke to you guys and Ash calls me. She's like, oh my God, your tits are going to be down to the ground. And then next thing I know, you can't shave. Next thing I know, Ocean's here. And I was like, you guys, are you serious? Like, you
Yeah,
didn't tell
I
me,
know.
like, we literally didn't even, like, it happened
Didn't
so
even know.
fast.
Yeah.
We didn't even know we were doing it.
We actually had him for the first week and told no one.
Yeah, because
You would.
we were like, let's just kind of make sure we are kind of processing this before we
Right.
shout it from the
No.
rooftops because
Yeah, I can't imagine. It's
So we
just like
didn't
a-
tell. We didn't tell the organization. We didn't tell the coaches. We didn't tell
Tell
the
the team.
players. No one. We had this new baby at home.
And we were just like,
"Oh."
I got them.
Yeah.
I just have one baby. I mean, now I have two. So, like, can you help?
Can you provide any services for us? Great, thanks.
No, I was talking to the production people before, and I was just saying how you guys have kind of set the stage for traveling and like how the club has never had a player that has had a baby, let alone two. And I'm so thankful. So I think also the reason and your purpose of going to New York is to make my life a tad bit easier because I am trying to sort out how am I going to travel? A nanny's coming with me, but how are they going to get two babies to the game together? Like, it just, there's so many things that I'm thinking about, that there's so many moving parts. And
But luckily you have us.
You
you
yeah.
have me because I probably won't be traveling a lot with the kids. So I am there. You have all the girls. I mean, we're there to help.
You just have to make sure when you hire a nanny that has like a history of dealing with multiple children or twins or triplets or anything. That was the first thing I looked for with our nanny. She had like done triplets. She had 4 kids. Yeah. I was like hired.
is she free, Pookie, on any other day you're not working? She's not working for you.
She's around the clock.
She's
honey.
around the clock.
But no, I do think it's really important. So you don't have to stress. Like, that's the greatest gift. Like, I don't feel any kind of way. This is so random. I'm just going to say this. So when we first had Sloan, we spoke to Michelle Obama and she was like, don't feel bad asking for help because
My bad. Just Michelle Obama.
I know. I'm like, wait.
she was like, don't feel bad asking for help
She
because
was
it
amazing.
takes a village. And holy smokes, it was the best advice
Yeah.
anyone has ever given me
Mhm,
because you just can't feel like Allie had a lot of mom guilt at the
Mhm.
beginning. And I feel like that advice was so important because we do feel a kind of way when we're not there all the time, and society makes us feel like we have to be there all the time and
Mhm.
serving the children before ourselves and before like our own careers. And I felt like it was such a good moment of, I didn't quite understand it because Sloan was so young, but now when I look back, I'm like, she was so right. It does take a village. And it's okay to, I don't have to feel shameful to ask for help because it's so hard. And we ended up just moving home into my hometown, and her mom did as well. So we could literally build the village we talk about Like all of us are in the same. All of us
Allie,
are in
why
the
are
same.
I
you
just move
laughing?
around. I just move around where Ashley is all the
Yeah,
time.
pretty
Ashley's
much.
family's in Florida.
I just
Allie was like, I want to be on the beach. Okay.
No, I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's so important for other people to hear the fact that mom guilt is so real. And I'm
Mhm.
going through the fact like, wait, I have to like, do I tell this person to change a diaper? Like,
Yeah.
what, like, or even just like, I'm leaving my children. Are they gonna
Yeah.
like remember me? I don't know. Like,
Mhm.
just like little things that I think that people don't realize, and I think that would like maybe not want them to have a nanny. And I'm in a place where I actually need a nanny because
Mhm.
like twins is just, I mean, two is just no joke. And I think that, mom guilt is so real. And I think what Michelle Obama said to you and now me via you
Yeah.
is it takes a village and it's okay.
And it's
okay.
okay to ask for help.
It's okay to ask for help. Like you don't have to be you're not superhuman, even though we say moms are superheroes. Like you do need to take time for yourself so
Mhm.
you can
So
be
you're
the best
100%.
version of yourself for your children, for your family, and for yourself.
And for your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a little bit different with you, Alza, than with us because we didn't give birth to our kids. And so that bond is extra important for us to make sure that we are present, at least for these first,
Few
handful of
months, yeah.
months with Ocean and Sloan and do, skin to skin and,
Mhm.
get them to understand our smells because, with a baby that you give birth to, they automatically already know your smell. So they're never really going to not know that it's you. And so for us, that's why I feel a little bit more mom guilt because I'm like, I want to be present so that they actually know that we're the moms
Right.
and not have somebody else take care of them and think that they're, the main caregiver.
Right.
Even though I do have to let go a little bit and understand that it's just so that I can do my job well and that I can be 100% and that
We're the main
all the
characters
things.
in this storybook, okay?
But it is
in it.
hard. It is hard, right? Because
Yeah.
I struggle with that a lot. And I can admit that. It's hard for me to not do all the things and want to be
Right.
here and there. And it's like, no, I actually need to relax and take a seat and allow someone else to help.
What are some things that you have done to ensure that bond that you feel is really worked?
I think one-on-one time too, and making sure that I'm playing with Sloan and, introducing her to, some of the toys and the music and doing chalk and, just spending that time with her once we get home from training, I think is critical. And doing nighttime routine for both of us, I think is
very
really
important to
important
us.
because we always do 6:30 bath, 7 down. And so it's the bath time routine. It's the night routine. It's, Ash will
the
make the
book.
dinners
Yeah.
mostly. And it's just that whole hangout starting at 5:30, dinner, bath, reading books, really getting that quality time is really important for me and Ash.
It's literally wait till your babies get older and they don't want to hug and kiss you ever.
They have no choice.
Yeah, Sloan now, the only time
Yeah.
I get cuddles is literally when I'm putting her to bed, when we are reading a book and, we have our, nose kiss little nighttime routine and she hugs me and you don't get that as they get older. So I value it so much because Ocean's just latched onto me all day. But Sloan's yes, see ya. I want to draw and color and run and do all the things. I'm
Yeah.
give mommy a kiss. And she's like, no.
She's like, no, you're smothering.
Is she calling you mama or dada? Or both?
Mama.
No, now she just started this new thing. She's like, mummies.
Oh, no.
I swear.
Should we change this episode to mommy's goals
I know.
instead of mom goals?
Yeah,
I
so
love that
I
so
mean,
much.
so
It's
cute.
so sweet.
If we're both in the room.
Mummies.
No.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Allie's mommy and I'm mama.
Oh, I love that so
Yeah.
much.
Mhm.
Was there just thinking about your previous statement about the time you guys both need to spend individually to bond? Was there ever a time that you guys were no, I'm going. No, it's my turn. No, where you it's no,
No.
you're doing
No. She does one
Yeah.
night, I do the
I do
next.
next. You
And
just
I'm
alternate it.
sometimes I'm
Every
I
single
can't,
night.
you need to
Yeah.
go. I can't, you go. And then some nights she's like, I can't, can you just go and I'll make us a meal and it'll be ready by the time you get back down. I'm like, okay, so
Yeah.
it just depends. But usually we do one night you, one night me.
switch off every night.
Yeah, I can imagine like if it's like, wait, no, I really like need this, I want this, but you guys are like so amazing, and your love is so. I feel it through the screen and this mic.
Well, that's like also the best advice I can give you is not lose yourself in this process, because it's so easy to lose yourself. Like not only yourself, but also like your relationship. It's really hard. And Allie and I, every single day after training, we go to lunch together. And I'm not kidding you, every single day. And
now what are
is
we
that
gonna
why
do?
you said no to me when I was like, can I go get lunch? You were like, nah, we're out.
I'm just
now
kidding.
what are we gonna
I
do?
just think it's a moment for us to just connect, not have like any kids being, being needy, and not talk about the kids and just talk about us and, all the things with where we're at. And it's a reconnection moment and refocus moment to just like talk about things that are going well and not going well. And because we always say if we're good, the family's good. And, your children, the first love that they're going to see is the relationship between you and your partner. So you have to invest in it. And you can't always just put your kids above your partner, because it will be catastrophic. I'm telling you now. The second I feel like my wife, where I take the back seat over my children, we're going to have like a really serious sit down, because we need to be good. Yeah, we need to be good so this family can be good.
Yeah.
And, we have to invest time into, because you have children latching on you all day. The last thing you want to do is like snuggle up with your partner. You just want to fucking breathe.
I know.
But
sure.
It is important to make time for both. So you have to make time for yourself. Like when I see Allie's getting eggy, I'm like, honey, you need a massage.
Go to Target.
You need a Target run. You need your nails done.
I'm like, thank you. Sprint out the house.
Just
grab
go,
the keys.
I got this, and I think it's important because.
Wait, can Casey hear that? Casey! Casey! Just kidding, go on. No, really.
But it is really important.
I'm always eggy at this point.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
It's not cliche. Like it's definitely, you have to invest time into your relationship and into yourself, because it's easy to lose all of it very quickly when you have your children who are so needy for years.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to need. They can't until 4 or 5 years old when they can do stuff on their own. So it's a long time.
A really long time. Casey has been so amazing. I would absolutely die without him. So I'm joking, kind of. Also, I think the very first advice that Ash or Al, you guys both gave me was get help, hire a nanny, because it'll literally save your relationship. I think that was such important advice. And now we're going through the process of hiring a nanny. When you guys went through the nanny process, how did you find like the right nanny for you guys? Was it because it's a hard process?
Well, we went through a few.
We went through a few, and other people were like telling us who they thought was best for our family, because there's so many nanny agencies out there, and it just was leading to so many bad situations. So finally I looked at Allie and I was like, I'm gonna do the work. I'm gonna interview these people, because I'll know right away whether I think
right.
I went, Allie and I would take time, and I'd be like, okay, I set up interviews, I set up profiles on different accounts, I did research. You'll go through the process of like maybe having a few that don't work out, and that's very common, I think, for a lot of us, because we're so particular. Like as athletes, we're so particular. We like things done a certain way. And I feel like with our first nanny, we clashed a lot because we were so scared to tell her the truth and what we needed. And this time around, we're just like, we don't like this. Nope, this can't happen. We are present moms. Like, I don't like people telling me how to be a mom. Like
I'm like, you can give suggestions, but don't ever tell me what they need.
We were very open, and it's helped so much in our current situation, because we don't let drama linger. When things piss us off, we're just like, no, that's not going to work.
That's amazing.
I mean, we're so grateful. Like we found, the one. And
Great.
It's been awesome. I do still struggle with even having, people in our home. So like, just in general, just because, we're who we are, public figures, and I'm sure you as well. It's like, it's a little scary, like how you trust that they're going to be like professional, and how do you trust that they're not going to like cross the line? And
But
And-
I was pretty harsh, Pookie, too, when I was going through the interview process.
No.
Because
Mhm.
we're a freaking queer biracial family. We literally check every like type of box in
Right.
terms of we need to make sure our children are surrounded by like-minded people with
Mhm.
like-minded values.
For sure. Yeah.
What I love most about our process is Allie and I took a diversity course because we knew we were going to be raising biracial children. And it was really important to have their culture seen within the house. So what they eat, what they see, who they're around, who they're going to school with, who is their nanny.
That's amazing. I was just going to ask you, like, how do you tie into, as a biracial family, how do you tie your children's ethnicity back to them and make sure that they're always, around that environment, and it's something that other
Mhm.
people,
Yeah, it's
just white
important.
families, don't think about,
Yeah. So
I think for us, the school that we, researched for her,
Mhm.
a lot of the teachers and professionals who work within the school are Black and brown women who are amazing. And, they're students at the school.
They're
They're
very
all very
diverse.
diverse. And our neighborhood that we live in is
Amazing.
super diverse. There's other gay families that live here. We have neighbors who are Black and brown. It's like a great
Perfect
setup for
scenario.
us.
So
And then the
perfect.
books we purchase that we have in the house, the cartoons that we allow her to watch, anything that, we're in control of,
Mhm.
we try to put her in an environment where she sees people like her. And so that's really, really important.
But
for
it's
us as
also,
well.
baby, it's
Yeah.
also
And our friends.
It's also educating your friends and family. Like
Yeah.
my mom at the beginning, and bless her, like she just didn't know. She was like at the beginning was buying white dolls, and I like sat down and I said, it's really, really important.
Barbie's going in the garbage,
Yeah.
Mom.
Like I don't want to like be
Honestly.
mean, but it's really, really important for her to have dolls that represent her and her skin color and not just a bunch of like whiteness.
So the Samantha doll is definitely not invited to the tea
So
party.
my mom's been like, our parents have been so good. Her aunt just got
Oh, so cute.
Ocean Cody
Yeah.
from
Cocomelon.
the black character
Yeah.
from Cocomelon.
So cute.
It's really important educating like your friends and your parents and your family because we are white and they don't think about things like that. And
Mhm.
we really tried to educate ourselves by taking a diversity course together on how we represent our children in our home and outside of our home and who's around her all the time.
It's also how we speak and how our
Mhm.
family speaks. It's
Mhm.
like what we say as well. I know the actions are,
Mhm.
more important, but I think it's how we use our words and how we've educated ourselves and continue to educate ourselves day in and day out.
Yeah,
on the topic.
We definitely, there's a lot of thought process that goes into everything we do for our children.
Okay, to wrap it up, if you have any mom goals for this upcoming week, what would be your number one mom goal? Mommy's goals, sorry.
Mommy's goals. For
Yeah.
me, it's always being present for my children. That's the greatest gift I can give them is just to show up. And sometimes I'm showing up at half capacity, but Abby, has given me some really, Abby Wambach has given me some really incredible advice. She was the first phone call I made when I was retiring. And she's always just told me like, just showing up is enough.
Mm.
And I carry that with me every single day with my children because I'm not going to be 100%, but just showing up is enough for them. And I find peace in that. And it's my goal every single day, every single week. And my best advice every time someone asks me is just being present and showing up is enough, no matter if it's at 25%, 50%, or 100%.
I can't wait to like watch her play sports or music or go to her little classroom events. It's just going to be showing up like that. I think is really key in what you said. And even in the house, like showing up, trying to like put our phones down and just be present.
Well, you guys are literally definition of mommy's goals. Like literally, you are so amazing, and there's so many things.
Stop.
No, really, you guys are, and I will be forever asking you advice on probably everything.
We're proud of you too.
Yeah, we're
Pookie. You're
inspired by
doing
you
such
too,
a great
Boots.
job. Can you
Thanks,
believe that you have
guys.
twins?
No.
I know, I can't believe it.
No, I look at them, I'm
and
like,
they're so cute.
And they are so
Oh my
cute.
God, I can't wait to see them.
oh my
They're
God.
so cute.
We have to find cute little uniforms for
Oh my gosh,
all the kids.
so cute. I was just going to say, Al, like, this will be the first time you're going to take the field without Ash. Are you ready for it?
In
Or
like 10
what are you
years.
feeling?
I'm anxious because I'm like turning around. I'm like, well, who's gonna be in there?
Who's going to be back there? And who's going to be yelling at me?
Who's gonna be yelling at
And-
me? Maybe I'll get, Anyway,
Well, don't worry. I'm going to still be yelling
she's still
from
gonna
my
be yelling
box.
from the sideline.
Mhm.
I'm going to miss you so much.
Oh, I'm going to miss you too, Pookie.
Okay, well, I'll let you guys go. You guys are killing it on your podcast. I was showing Casey your last video. It was so funny.
Thank you.
So funny.
Yeah, no, I think you guys are doing amazing. I love it. I'm excited for your next.
Well, thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us on your podcast.
Yeah.
Poops.
That was so amazing. I absolutely love Allie and Ash. They're such an inspiration and role model to me and so many mothers out there and people in general.